welcome to our children's program. I'm Teresa from the Cyrill-Westside Library. Today we are at the Spartanburg County Recycling Center Landfill. We're joined by Jess, who is the recycling coordinator. Today we're going to have a virtual field trip of the landfill and learn about what happens to our trash after we throw it away.
What happens to trash when you throw it away? A lot of times we don't realize what away means. Here at the landfill, this is your away. When you throw away your trash, it winds up in a dump truck. But where does that dump truck go? It doesn't just disappear. The trash doesn't turn invisible. It comes here to the landfill, which is a specially designed and engineered facility that keeps and traps your trash forever. When trash comes to a landfill, it doesn't break down or decompose. A lot of times, people think that when their trash goes into a landfill or goes into those trash trucks and disappears to away, that your trash somehow breaks down. Decomposing is the process of food waste, wood, leaves, brush, limbs, and paper breaking into their natural chemical components. That could be nitrogen, carbon, phosphorus, other chemical elements that we can't see. They're invisible and they make up everything that is alive. However, when trash is at a landfill, it cannot break down into its core components like nitrogen, carbon, phosphorus, and so on, because what you need to break that stuff down to decompose: sunlight, air, and rainwater. We don't have that in a landfill because when we design a landfill, we encapsulate your trash. We put a big plastic bag around your trash. It looks like this. It's a plastic liner along the sides, bottom, and top of all the trash. And this thick plastic liner doesn't allow sunlight, it doesn't allow rain, it doesn't let oxygen come through it. When we build a landfill, we dig a very big hole and we line that hole with that plastic liner along the bottom and sides. Then we put in a series of pipes that are perforated. Perforated means has holes. And the reason we put pipes with holes in is to trap any rainwater, anything that is liquid that's in your trash or pouring over the trash when it sits outside in the big hole. We don't want any water in the landfill because if we have water in the landfill, it can be very, very nasty and very dirty, and we can't drink that. Water is a non-renewable natural resource. We want to make sure that we get all the water out so we can treat it and clean it and use it for our drinking water. Those pipes are protected by a layer of gravel that helps also filter nasty, gross things that are in your trash before it gets into the pipes that later on become your drinking water. Every day at the landfill, we take in about 600 tons of trash from Spartanburg County residents. All the trash that you throw away, if you live in Spartanburg County, comes to this landfill. That's about 600 tons per day. A ton is 2,000 pounds, and if you multiply 2,000 pounds times 600 tons, you get a really, really big number. And because all that trash takes up a lot of space, we are always using very big trucks and heavy equipment to push it down. We want to smash the trash down. It's called compacting. So we compact your trash in order to preserve space and to squish all that water out so we can make sure that we're cleaning our drinking water before it comes to your home. Behind me, the big blue machine with the funny wheels is the compactor machine. That's the machine that squashes your trash down all day, every day. That machine is driving over trash to push it down, to push the liquid, that leachate, that dirty water down into those perforated pipes to preserve space. Every day, that 600 tons of trash is layered, squished down, and covered. We cover your trash with a flexible cement mixture that prevents odors, it prevents animals from trying to eat the trash, and it keeps all that rain off the trash. Sometimes rain can get through, sometimes animals can get through, but we do our best to try to prevent that. Once a part of the landfill is completely full and we've packed it down as closely as we can and we've covered it as much as we possibly can, we come back through and we cover it with a piece of that plastic liner again. And then we seal the liner all around so we have it on the bottom, sides, and top, and your trash is there forever. After a little bit of time, there's some slow-moving bacteria called anaerobic bacteria. And anaerobic bacteria, they don't eat a lot, but they eat a little bit, and they love to eat your trash. And when these bacteria eat up your trash, they give off gas, and that gas is called methane. Methane gas is flammable and it's dangerous, and we don't want it in the landfill because at any point in time, that methane gas can explode. So we use a system of filters and vacuums to get the methane and use that methane gas as power. We generate energy from our methane that powers homes and businesses. After you've vented off the methane, after those slow-moving bacteria have eaten that little bit of trash that they can possibly eat and generated methane and died off, your trash does not decompose, but it does shrink. When those bacteria are eating up the trash, it actually takes out some of the oxygen, some of the water that's already in the trash, and it shrinks, kind of like dehydrating. So if you have a banana and you put it in a food dehydrator, you get banana chips. They're a little bit smaller than a regular banana, but they still very much look like a banana. The same thing happens here in a landfill. Your trash becomes dehydrated. It also becomes mummified, like the mummies that you see at Halloween, the mummies that they have in Egypt. Because of this, we can dig up old landfills, 50, 60-year-old landfills, and we can find apple cores, banana peels, hot dogs, newspapers that look almost exactly the same as they did when they went into the landfill 50 or 60 years ago. Because of all the engineering and all the special equipment like the thick plastic liners and the perforated pipes that are used to make up a landfill, the average landfill costs between $100,000 and $300,000 to build and maintain over its lifespan. Here at the Welford landfill, we have 400 acres that we work with. That's a lot of money. The most important way that we can save money and conserve the very little space that we have for your trash here in Spartanburg County is to make less trash. How do we make less trash? How do we preserve space and save money? There are 3 ways to do that: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Very important things that you can do. Here at the landfill, we recycle quite a few things. We recycle tires. We recycle scrap metal. This is our metal pile. Here we accept anything that's made out of metal. A lot of times people don't realize just how much material we have in our lives that's made out of metal, and when it breaks and can't be repaired again, we can actually recycle anything that's made out of metal. If you look closely at this pile, you'll see washing machines, refrigerators, you'll see bicycles, you'll see treadmills, you'll see anything that you can think of that's made out of metal. Keeping trash out of the landfill begins with you. There are 3 ways to do that: reducing, reusing, and recycling. The first step to reduce trash. Reducing trash means that you don't make any trash at all. And one example of how you do that: you're thirsty, you'd like some water. Do you stop by the store and get a bottle of water? You could, but then you've made trash. So the best thing to do is to take a bottle that you can wash and refill this at the sink or at the water fountain, and then you don't make any trash and you can have all the water that you need. That is reducing your trash. This makes trash, this makes 0 trash. Reusing is to take a waste product and to use it for another purpose before you're done with it. So I can take a can and I can make some kind of art project like this little Christmas ornament. That is reusing. I take this can and I use it for another purpose. Another example, can you think of a way to reuse a can like this? Could you use it for your pencils? Could. Could you use it to store things like small toys? You could. That's reusing. To recycle something, it's not reducing, it's not reusing. Recycling is taking an old waste product and turning it into a brand new product. You can't recycle everything, but you can recycle most things. For example, you can recycle any type of plastic container. Is this made out of plastic? Looks like it. You can recycle this. You can recycle any type of paper or cardboard. Paper, cardboard, cereal boxes, waffle boxes, your paper from your homework. You can recycle anything like that. You can recycle any type of cans in addition to all the metal that you could possibly recycle. You can also recycle cartons, things like chicken soup, things like milk. All cartons can be recycled. When you recycle something, recycling is taking an old waste product and melting it down and turning it into a brand new product. This can, at one point in time, had been melted down and turned into something like this little candle holder. It's made out of metal, but it's recycled metal. This plastic jug doesn't come back as a plastic jug. It gets chipped up into teeny tiny little pieces, melted down, and becomes fake wood. Fake wood is used on outside decks and is very water resistant. It is a very sustainable, environmentally friendly product. When you recycle things like plastic bottles, your plastic bottle doesn't usually come back as a plastic bottle, but instead it gets chipped up into teeny tiny little pieces like this, and it gets put into a machine that's like a cotton candy machine. It's called an extruder, and the teeny tiny pieces like this spin around in circles, and they look like this when they're hot and spun around in circles. And this is used for carpets, for t-shirts, and for other things that are made out of fabric. We don't actually take plastic bags for recycling, though you can take them to the store. We want you to reduce your trash by not using a plastic bag at all. And we really want you to use reusable bags when you go to the grocery store. But if you do get a plastic bag, you can take it back to the grocery store for recycling. One of the neat things that can be made out of plastic bags is this really cool wallet. It's made out of layers of plastic grocery bags that are ironed on top of each other. This is not an art project for kids to do, but it's a very cool art project for grown-ups to do. Composting is nature's way of recycling. You can compost at home by taking your fruit and vegetable scraps, your banana peels, your apple cores, your eggshells, your coffee grounds, your tea bags, and even paper towels. You put them outside into a pile, expose them to rainwater, sunlight, and oxygen, and eventually nature allows these items to break down into soil, like this. If you don't compost at home, all these materials will wind up in the landfill, in the trash, where they don't get sunlight, they don't get rain, they don't get oxygen, and they don't break down into soil. It's important that we compost because it preserves a lot of space in the landfill and it lets nature recycle its own special way.
I had a lot of fun today at the Spartanburg County Recycling Center and Landfill. I hope you did too. Thanks to Jess for showing us around. If you would like to find more videos from the Spartanburg County Public Library, please subscribe to our channel. And we hope that you will stop by our library and find more resources to learn about recycling and taking care of our earth. Thank you.